We are out of the 20s, you guys. "19 days." Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today on this beautiful day 12 of Vlogtober? Evening? Afternoon? Morning? Don't know when it is for you guys, but it is the 12th. So what do I have? I am getting a late start tonight because I don't have a good reason. I got home and just was like, oh, let me just crochet for just a little bit and relax. And David works tomorrow, so he went to bed earlier tonight than I do. And so I, talked to him for a while and everything. So I'm late getting to the video. But here we are. Hello. I want to show you something that I picked up at Meijer, which I love so much. I was eyeballing this for 2 weeks now, I think, since they brought the stuff out. And let me just say, when I said I'm going to be going through a cleaning / decluttering, that's including like a lot of stuff from my kitchen, just because like it's, something else that you collect things in, I guess, like not intentionally, but like I just told David, I'm like, we have, from like our 2 households joining together and stuff, I was like, we have way too much like silverware and utensils and glasses and cups, and there's a lot, like especially like for 2 or 3 people, there's a lot. So that's one of the things, hopefully this week I'm going to go through and start cleaning, because like ideally I'm going to get a lot clean before my 2 vacations that are left this year, so I can just relax a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that being said, I'm going to be clearing out some mugs that I don't use, I don't want. For the most part, the only things that I plan to keep are a few Halloween like cups and mugs, and my Stranger Things. Like I have a Scoops Ahoy one. I have that's a mug, like a nice big mug. I have a set of like real glass, but glass Stranger Things cups, that kind of thing. I do want to keep those, obviously, but I could not resist. Look what Meijer had. Resting witch face, you guys. And it's even like, I don't like an old-timey mug. I wanted to say cauldron, but it's not. There's no, they had a cauldron mug actually, it wasn't this one, but I'm saying like it was similar. But this is like an old-timey type shape either way, right? I love it so much. Like I have another one that's a witch one that's like for hot and cold drinks. I want to keep that one, but it's my resting witch face mug that I can drink caramel apple cider from, or Diet Pepsi, or water, because that's all I drink. Hot chocolate, I guess I might drink some hot chocolate out of it. But yeah, all of our other mugs I think are gonna go. But I thought I'd show you that because I thought it was really cute. And then I also got in the mail, lately I have been on, like I don't want to say, excuse me, I don't want to say anti-Amazon, because I wasn't. But like when I started doing online buying and things, buying or selling and all that, I used eBay. So I just never really ventured away from eBay. Like I didn't bother with Amazon because most of the stuff I was looking for I found on eBay, and that was just that. And I feel like there are still some good deals to be had on eBay compared to Amazon, especially excuse me. Especially like whenever I go to look for certain yarns, it seems like yarn on Amazon is kind of pricey, like unless you really luck out. Maybe I'm just looking at the wrong stuff because I'm so new to the game with Amazon, but I know I found some pretty cheap deals. Like can you see it in? You can't. I was gonna say like the copper kettle yarn from the vintage color that I got. That, like, I felt at the time was a pretty big deal, like a pretty good deal, big steal, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, my point was to that story, I thought that I had an Amazon package waiting for me when I got home, and it turns out it wasn't. Let me show you what it was. I don't even know the name of I literally, this was like a Facebook ad. And I know it wasn't very pricey. This, by the way, is the Happy Halloween Tarot by Sonny Graves, S-O-N-I Graves. And it's, look at the vintage looking ghost. Like, if that gives you any idea of what's to come. Look at the vintage, the back of it. Isn't that cool looking? I love it. Like, I'm sure it's likely, I thought about this after I bought it, but I'm sure it's likely, like a dupe deck, which a lot of the smaller decks are. I didn't realize to begin with that it was even a small deck. 'Cause, you know, I don't read things properly. But that being said, I'm not dissatisfied with what I got. I'm going to show you a few, but they're also not fully in order like you would expect. Like, they're just thrown in here, and I have to go through and count and make sure I have the right number of them. I'm not going to do all that on camera, but if you are interested in a walkthrough, as long as I have the complete deck and everything, I always have a link down below. I have my other 2 channels that I do. One of them is like a witchy channel. That one's just under Melina69 because that was my first YouTube name ever. and I just kept it. But I do a lot of my like tarot walkthroughs. I do like witchy videos and witchy topics and stuff because I try to keep them a little bit separate from my crochet stuff. Like, despite the fact that my name is Heather the Crochet Witch, so it's no secret about my witchiness, but I like to still kind of separate it for everybody that's not here to hear about that, you know. But if you care to join it and subscribe and check me out, I will be doing this tarot walkthrough as long as all the cards are here. But I will still show you a little like, here's the back. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so pretty. And these styles of artwork on these are so vintagey. Oh, okay. Like, and it's like the deck was shuffled, mind you, when I say random. Like, it isn't just like, oh, here and there, or this is out of order. It's like the deck was shuffled. So, like, here's Judgment. Isn't that so pretty? Look at that, just the skeleton there and the bat up in there. Oh, so pretty. So they have that. They have stuff like the Ace of Wands is a broom, but here it is holding the broom. My skeleton hand, I mean, holding it. But look at that. Just, it's so vintage looking. I think the language this is in is French. As much as I love the language and I can speak a few words of it, I don't know it very well. But this is the Cavalier des Wands. And I think that might mean either the Page of Wands or the Knight of Wands. Actually, I think it's the Knight of Wands, to be fully honest. But that looks so, I'm going to say it again, vintage. Like, I love that. And then some of the ones that are like just the suits and all, like this is obviously the Two of Swords. And they just, you know, the picture has the 2 swords in it. This is the Reine, R-E-I-N-E, Reine des Swords, which this might be the Knight then, if the other one was the Page. And some of them you have to actually, 1, 2, 3, so there's 4 pentacles on here. So that's the 4 of Pentacles, which the 4 of Pentacles deals with like misfortune and he looks kind of unfortunate, like unhappy, unthrilled. Sorry, I keep clinking my mug. I'm going to set that over here. My rings. And you know what, Eddie? Don't you jump off that table either. I haven't put him away with Pete yet, but he was like hanging out here, so. And then there's stuff like, there's the Hierophant. Shuffle through or go through a few of these. Here's the Fool. And the Magician. And then I do want to show you the High Priestess at least, too. This is so pretty. High Priestess, and there's the Empress. And the Emperor. Very Jack the Pumpkin King, but do you remember in the sequel to The Wizard of Oz, I can't remember what it was called, maybe just the Emerald City or some Journey to the Emerald City or something like that, there was a pumpkin man. That's what the Emperor reminds me of, is the Pumpkin Man. But yeah, there's a bunch of different, like here's the Lovers, which are two ghosts that are holding hands. I love that. There is a bunch of different, just beautiful artwork. Oh, the Hanged Man. Love that so much. Yeah, I cannot with this deck. I love it. I think it's so pretty. And then there's stuff like, here's obviously the Four of Wands because the brooms are wands. But just the artwork, and it's so pretty. So we do love it. I mean, I love it anyway. I love it a lot. The Two of Cups. I think this is just beautiful. I love it. Okay, I'm trying to like not show you every single card because I'll do that, like I said, on the walkthrough, but just, oh, this is so pretty. For all you black cat lovers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like the 8 of Pentacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so we have the 8 of Pentacles. And this didn't come with like any kind of little guidebook or anything like that. So I'll have to, which is another reason why I think it might be like a fake or a forgery type deck. Which I wish I had. I want to get the real deck then. Because, oh my gosh, this stuff is just so pretty. Like, I can't with some of this. Some of this, it's like whimsical, but it, you know, it's vintage and my gosh, it's so pretty. Oh, love it so much. Okay, so anyway, like I said, if you want a full walkthrough, that will be on my witchy channel in the near future. But just really wanted to show it to you guys because I really like it. It's so pretty. And I do want to get the full-sized one now, which I think it actually, I had read somewhere that it was out of print. So I don't know what I was thinking. Like I had already ordered it and then I started like looking it up and it said something about it being out of print. And I thought like, oh, maybe it's like some places, yes, they're out of print, but some places that have supplied them still have the supply depending on how in demand it has been. So I thought like, I still was thinking I was getting like the real, well, the like the original deck, but I really think it's probably a dupe. So I will try to write that and get the actual deck, but I just may have to get like a used one or something. I'll have to see. Anyway, so pretty. And I like I said, I couldn't even tell you. It was like a Facebook buy. I could not even tell you remotely where it came from at this point. I guess I should just be glad I got it. So anyway, so 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, so we have the mystery ball opening. These are like little random toys that you would get out of a like a not a pinball machine, but like a quarter machine. I had started with these Universal Monster ones, and then I added E.T., Halloween 2, and the Gremlins to the mix, just because, you know, I like my 80s nostalgia going on too, so had to get some of those. And so I figured we'd open one or two for the little prizes. I think I'll do 2 again today, just because, like I said, once the 19th hits and I'm doing my gift exchange with Courtney, and I'm doing my my Stranger Things advent calendar for the 13 days of Halloween, then I won't be doing like multiples, so we'll just get some multiples out of the way now. So let us pick. We got a Halloween one, and then sorry, I have something caught in my throat really bad. If I get another Halloween one, I'll throw it back. Yeah, that's another Halloween one. That one's heavy. Do I want to exchange that one? I think I do. A Halloween one, and which one? Which one? This one? And a Gremlins one. So excited. All right. Now I have to see what the heavy one was from Halloween. So it was an eraser. It was like I had gotten the Frankenstein eraser from the monster movies when I opened up almost nearly a whole pack of the monster movie ones, and then decided to add these to my collection. This one feels more erasery too. But this one is, again, it says Halloween 2. It's branded Halloween 2. I'm not really sure why not Halloween like 1 or just Halloween, but Halloween 2. So that is my little prize from there. And then we got the Gremlins one. If I can get it open. Gotta click. What do we got? Okay, so each set that I've opened so far, I think, well, yeah, because I'll show you what it is and then I'll tell you. It's adorable, that's what it is. It is a pin, and I believe that is Stripe, the leader of the bad, you know, the Gremlins. So cute. He was even a bad Mogwai when they were Mogwais, but like he was a naughty little Mogwai, wasn't he? But I got the pin, and what I was going to say was each one that I've opened up, like the Universal Monsters had a pin, the Halloween 2 had a little pin, and then E.T. also had a pin. So here is the Gremlins pin one more time. Love it so much. So much. And those pins are all going somewhere else. Somewhere else. Of course, they're not going like on my person right now. They're going on a project bag is what I was going to say. And let me toss these. Sorry, that's probably pretty loud. I'm saving those for Neva because she's doing another project with them, so I figured I would save those for her. So I'm collecting them off to the side in a bag. So then anyway, let us move along because we're 19 minutes already. Sorry guys. I have my Stranger Things notebook here, and inside I have 31 different topic discussions. I have theories for like predictions for upcoming season 5, theories behind people or things or places or whatever, just ideas in general, things to discuss, whether we agree, disagree, what we think about it. And then I will read it, tell you what I think about it, and then open up that platform of chat down below and see what you guys think, which I love. I love, love, love it. Okay, so let's see. All right, so let's do a Will one. We haven't, I guess we did Will the other day when the topic of whether or not he was Hopper's kiddo came up. But we're going to do another Will one. So for this one, the theory, popular theory, very popular theory actually going around the internet, on YouTube and some blogs and stuff like that, is that Will accidentally created the upside down Hawkins. It's like some people have thought, myself included, that it was just a weird coincidence that the upside down when Will was taken happened to be a replica of Hawkins, right? So I guess I'm going to jump right in, sorry. And we learned more about it as the seasons went on, about the upside down. We learned in season 4 that it is basically stuck in time, that it is stuck in 1983, in November, specifically 6th of 1983, which was the day that Will Byers was taken initially. And like he wasn't held just for the one day. He was in the upside down for quite some time, like a week almost. But we found out it is basically frozen in time, that it is still, because it is 1986 in season 4, and it was still 1983 in the upside down. Some things that hadn't happened yet, like Nancy went to go to her house to find her guns that she now has, because now she's an awesome fighter with guns. I was gonna swear, but but they weren't there. Instead, in the box she keeps them in was a pair of shoes that she'd gotten rid of ages ago, but not in the upside down. She hadn't, because all of the stuff is the same as it was the day that Will disappeared. Now, the theory with Will creating it is based off of Will already having like some powers of his own. There's been connections kind of drawn between him and Henry/Vecna, as they were both described as like, what was it, like gifted and unusual children or something like that. Will kind of seems to be like the yin to Henry's yang, whereas Henry was like drawn into himself, kind of like mad at the world, kind of, Will is wants to help his friends, wants to save the world. That does not mean, however, that he doesn't have powers, because that's where the similarities could be drawn from, I suppose. With all the kids in the lab, the experimental kids, they had to have a hashed, like a hibernation period almost, or whatever, where their powers had to be discovered and come out for their own. So, like, which is why 11 was still with Kali when they were together. Excuse me. Because it was sort of like an incubation period where they were sitting there in kind of like a daycare away from everyone else, just waiting for their powers to develop and show themselves. So it's possible that right now Will's powers are in like this incubation stage and he hasn't come to his full potential yet, But when something traumatic happened, as we saw it did with Elle, they basically had to re-traumatize her and make her live through a lot of these memories that opened up different emotional floodgates for her. And then that kind of sparked her powers back. So it's not unreasonable to think that some traumatic thing like being stolen by a Demogorgon and pulled into an upside down world in another dimension that you didn't even know existed, one could imagine that would possibly upset Will, scar him emotionally, and cause something, even if it's just like a big power blip, right? So in theory, they think that he made a sanctuary, the best that he could make and develop in this like world, the upside down world, where everything in it seems to be like cursed or just wrong in some way. But Will's mind did the best that it could, creating that moment around him so he could feel safe. He would know places to go, places to hide. He would have the feeling of familiarity, even though people weren't actually in the upside down. He obviously knew, like, when he was back, when he made his way back to like Castle Byers, that was safety. When he made his way back to his actual house, maybe his mom and Jonathan weren't there in the upside down with him, but that's how he found the way to communicate, is because there was the now world and the upside down world. And when say Joyce was here and Will was here, they could breach that a little bit to one way or another to talk. Like one time Will physically talked to her. There was like a weak opening in the dimensional vortexes or whatever, and she heard him. She could talk to him. She couldn't touch him or go through it herself, but she could talk to him. So in theory, it's stuck on the day that Will disappeared, because Will just like flash created this place in like with his mind, with his powers. And Will may have escaped it and he may be gone, but this place is already created, right? It's already there, and it's not moving forward because Will's not consciously putting any sort of effort into it. He's not having the inhabitants of the upside down go about some daily life business where time moves on and time marches on. He just flash created it for safety. And once he was gone, it's like it's not gone, but he's away from it. So there was no other thought about it. I mean, there's probably plenty of nightmares about the actual upside down, but there's no thought of, no conscious effort was made to connect how it got there or anything like that. So no conscious effort is made to kind of maintain it with his mind, I guess is a good way to put it. So what do you guys think? Do you think that maybe Will did create the upside down? I think it's possible. I don't fully know if that's true, or if maybe Henry /1/Vecna made it because it was a familiar surrounding to him. But if that were the case, why would it be the exact moment that Will got taken? Why would it be a place that Henry had just moved to Hawkins? He wasn't super familiar with it. Why would he go, oh, let me go into the future to this day and make this, a thing? Because we all know the battle that happened with Henry and Elle happened in 1979, I think. So that was 6 years or 4 years. I can't count. That was 4 years before Will's abduction. So, I mean, it lines up. Unless like Will being a living being coming through the portal itself made this time freeze, and it was otherwise that Hawkins was just in existence from whatever thing. I don't know. I don't have a good explanation. More has yet to be explained. I hope that the Duffers do explain it, but what do you think? Like, do you think that that's possible? I'm curious, very curious to know what you guys think. So that concludes today's topic of discussion. Please talk amongst yourselves in the comments. And then I have creepy story time. I'll try to make this fairly quick. I think I'm actually going to stop it and come back so that we don't hit the 33-minute mark. There we go. Sorry about that. Because I don't want my voice to be where my voice is going, and then a minute later my mouth is catching up to it. My camera sometimes does that, and I try really hard not to let that happen. So today's creepy story is a creepy, I suppose you'd call it an urban legend. It is from Alaska. And it is from I believe the indigenous people in Alaska. This is a legend that has been passed down from the times like, I'm not well versed enough to know whether or not people still like kind of live in the wild and things like that, like the indigenous people especially. But I wasn't under the impression that they did. Like, I could be very wrong. I don't know. So I was going to say passed down over time when they were living in the wild, but I suppose they could still be. I don't know anything about that clearly. I thought I did, but clearly don't. So from a time long ago, passed down through the generations, there is a legend called, I hope I get this right, called the Kushika. I think that's right. They are basically responsible for, the thing that I read said 5 in every 1,000 people go missing in Alaska every year, I think they said. Which I feel, because what's 1,000 divided by 5? Is that 200? Wouldn't that make it 1 in every 200? That seems like, I don't know, that's crazy, first of all. It's sad. They basically call this wilderness area, this one wilderness area, like the Bermuda Triangle of Alaska. And they said, if nothing else, it does prove that the Alaskan wilderness is easy to get lost in and never return. But the explanation for that from the passed down urban legend, passed down tales, are of this race of Kushika, who are shapeshifters capable of assuming human form or otter form. Not really sure about the otter form, but I am not one to judge, considering all of the Egyptian gods seem to have like random creature forms also. So who am I to judge? Otters it is. But, and maybe it's because it's misleading, because so many people, and myself included, think like otters are so cute. Surely they'd be trustworthy. But these shapeshifters have a more sinister purpose. They're actually cruel creatures who delight in luring sailors and others to their deaths. They are really widely known for luring children out into the wilderness. But there are a few tales of people who have gotten helped instead of killed. But even the tales of help have a sinister twist to it. One of the ways that, like, if they find you out in the wilderness and they come upon you and you are lost, you are starving, you are freezing, you are, whatever the case, they transform you into a Kushika. Now, that's nice. You have your little otter coat and you can survive, in the cold much better. However, if you are transformed, according to the legend, into a Kushika, you are unable to be reincarnated. So you are basically stuck forever like that. And that's what they want. They are trying to bring about the misfortune of not being able to move on or anything like that. Some people have called them demons. But it's mostly just believed that they're just a type of shape-shifting creature. They have been known to imitate the screams of a woman or the cries of a baby. That's creepy. In order to lure their victims to their deaths. So, imagine thinking that you're rescuing some like crying baby or some hysterical lady, and then suddenly it's this creature and they're actually trying to kill you. Imagine being taken by surprise like that. They've also been said to sing like beautiful haunting songs to lure people. So that in a way reminds me of like the sirens or sirens. I don't know how you'd want to pronounce it, but I say sirens. But they're known for like mesmerizing, usually men, but mesmerizing people with these haunting, beautiful songs and tunes. And then like drowning them, ensuring that they get into like a shipwreck at sea, etc., etc., veering them off course so that they're lost and they could starve to death, or just in like putting them in a trance so they can kill them themselves. But now we're getting off into a different creature. But it reminds me of that. It's similar to that, which is the singing of the beautiful songs and yeah. Since their main target is children, it's thought that that's a urban legend tale used by mothers to warn the children not to get too close to the ocean alone. And hopefully it worked. But not to be worried. If you should come across Acoustica, they can be warded off. They can be warded off with copper, fire, urine, or dogs. Dogs, very easy. And I imagine like if they're especially like a shapeshifter in the wild, they're animalistic, a dog probably would scare them away, right? Because dogs are protectors. Dogs are loud and aggressive when they're protecting, generally. I don't know the reasoning behind copper or fire. I would imagine the urine could be because like it would be a warning scent. Like I know there's something to do with people that hunt with deer and urine also, but I don't personally know that much about it. I don't hunt, obviously. But yeah, so that is the short of it, I guess. So if you ever find yourself in the Alaskan wilderness, you have other problems besides bears, and there's been, I didn't even touch on this, but there's been reported, like there's an area that is super believed to be like with alien activity and abductions are super high there, and just some crazy stuff happening on the alien front in Alaska also, which intrigues me a lot. But if you ever are alone, remember to watch out for shapeshifters known as the Kushika. Anyway, that was what I had for creepy story time. I think that's creepy. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed it. Have you ever heard of the Kushika? And have you ever heard any like specific stories or anything? Since I got such a late start, I was really trying to look up stuff, but I didn't see any like personal stories of people. I'm sure they're out there. I wouldn't mind looking into that deeper, but yeah, I just thought I would share that with you because I definitely found it creepy. And I love, by the way, the fact that a lot of you guys had heard about Robert the doll from last night too. And also that he creeped out some of you guys. He's a creepy little guy, I will say. Respectfully, don't come for me, Robert. Anyway. All right. I think that is everything that I had for you today. I hope that you are having a really great start to your week. I suppose it's midweek now, right? Hope you're having a really great midweek. I do want to thank all of the new subscribers who have been hanging out. I promise I do more yarny content. I am just getting really swept away by Vlogtober right now and like the spooky creepiness. The end of the month we'll have an advent calendar, like I said, but I will be doing my regular videos soon here and showing you things that I'm actually crocheting. Could do a video alone on just starting new projects that I don't need to be starting, but here I am. Yeah, but thank you for those of you who have newly subscribed, and thank you to everybody who's been around. I appreciate it. And if you have not yet, maybe consider hitting subscribe and checking us out. Don't forget to hit the notification bell if you do, because I do put out videos every day, even not in vlog months. I tend to do it every day. And because I will be doing finally getting into doing some tutorials very soon. So hopefully that is of interest to you. But yeah, and we are like 40 some people away from 3,000. I really would love to hit 3,000 in the month of October. My first year on YouTube, when I got my 1,000 subscribers, that was in October. So I was doing Vlogtober and I got my 1,000th subscriber, and I was super stoked about that. So it'd be pretty cool to hit 3,000 in the month of October also. And also to everybody who did go see Erin, oh gosh, I'm going to link her channel name at Crafting Kitty. Please tell me I got that right. Erin, anyway, and happy birthday to her. Am I a day late? Happy belated birthday, possibly. Otherwise, happy birthday. But she hit her 1,000 subscriber mark kind of overnight last night. Very happy to see that, and congratulations. And yeah, if you haven't, I will link her again down below. So if you haven't, go check her out. She's very funny, and she has a lot of different makes that are really awesome. So yeah, go check her out. You guys will love her. Show her some yarny love. You know, we're a great community, so it's awesome to get to know everybody and be able to get to know everybody, because we have more and more people doing channels every day, and I love it. I live for this, you guys. I do. So anyway, I'm done rambling. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And as always, I love you. Mwah. Bye, guys.